Alright, welcome back for part 2 of our guide through getting started. This is getting started in Subnautica. As this open world environment, sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what should be your goals. And what I wanted to do was give you goals along the way so that we can set you up to the point of just busting out as an explorer. So that's our goal here. We're not giving you everything. All I'm getting you is the basics. And in our first video, we actually got a lot of those basics out of the way. So if this is where you're starting in, you're one video too late. The very first video starts from the moment we drop off in a broken life pod. And by the time we're done, we've got the Seaglider, so we're able to move much faster. We've got batteries galore, so that we can recharge those batteries when they die. And with that, we also managed to finish off that habitat builder. And in this video, we're going to make use of it for the very first time. We are going to build the world's smallest home base. This world's smallest home base is going to consist of just one tube. But we're going to use that tube to its fullest, and it's going to be an awesome little tubey homey thing. But we're gonna talk about location, where it should go. We're gonna talk about some future considerations, and yeah. So join me as we work our way through building the world's smallest home base. In our next video, then we'll get to goal number 7, but getting the Seamoth, actually getting the Moonpool, and eventually raiding the Aurora. Nonetheless, thanks for joining me, and let's get started. It's exciting. We are going to make our home away from home. Question is, where do we want our home away from home? Now, I know where I built it last time, and I wasn't actually, in the end, I wasn't terribly happy with that. So I want to build it in a different place this time. Last time, I think I built it like over here somewhere. I think I built it down there. I think I built it right down there. And, you know, I want to go towards my mushroom farm that we just discovered over here. And over there is our sea bulb stuff, and then we got our red area over there. So this has just put us a lot closer to all of that. So that's my recommendation, is move closer. You could probably go a lot closer even than this, but this is a nice wide open area, good space to work with. So pull out your habitat builder and right click. Now we're gonna have a lot of options here. You have base pieces, which is what we need to do anything. And then you've got exterior modules, interior pieces like a ladder, and then interior modules, which are gonna be like a locker or a fabricator. We can make our own fabricator. And a trash can. So here's what I do. My very first base is always an X compartment. It's a 4-way. That's all it is, just a 4-way. So I'm gonna come in, and I don't want to build it too low to the ground. It's gonna go right there. Think. There you go. Oh, I need to go get oxygen. Now I started building, and I can leave it be. Come up, get air, and I can come back down and continue building. It's going to use one more titanium as I continue to finish it. Boom. All right. So, there you go. Our base is started. Unfortunately, we can't get in. So that's the beginning of our base. Why is it so low? I built that higher, I thought. You know what? I don't like where it is. I'm gonna press Z to deconstruct. I want it to be higher from the sea floor. All right, and it's not gonna let me. It's not gonna let me. In order to build it higher, I'm gonna have to build a foundation beneath it, I think. So that means I need 2 lead. And lead is going to come from sandstone. No, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. We're just going to build it for now, wherever it lets us. Hopefully that's high enough off of the sea floor. That might be. That might be. So, that's our first bit. We can't get inside it yet, however, and that's a problem. So to get inside, we need to build a hatch, which costs 2 titanium and 1 quartz. So hopefully you found that giant tunnel as well. If not, I'm gonna go show you super quick where that tunnel is. So we're gonna take the Seaglide. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna go to the other side over here, and we're looking for quartz. Is what we're looking for. See, quartz. There's our ship. Quartz is quartz times 2 equals glass, but all on its own, we use it to make these things. So I'm looking for this tube coral, but I want to find the super big one, the one with a massive opening. Because that one is riddled with quartz. So where are we going to find that one? Whoop. That's the sound of... Yeah! Oh, those things are frightening. Well, I know I'm going to need it later on anyway, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of cave sulfur while we're here. Ooh, there's the quartz. So just find a tunnel of some sort. You should be able to find some quartz inside there somewhere. Alright. Well, where's our ship? There it is. And I built the habitat a little bit deeper. Fairly close. No, that's actually a good point. You probably want to do want to keep it somewhat close to the ship, to your life pod, so that you can readily find it. Later on in the game, we'll be able to create our own beacons, and using that beacon, you can just drop the beacon wherever you want, and that will allow us to find whatever we want. There it is. You see our little foot. All right. Now right click to use. We're going to create a hatch. And which side do I want to enter this thing from? Looks like there's all the kelp and whatnot. Where's the Aurora? That side. Alright. So, there you go. We will put our hatch on this side. Boom. Alright, now you see -1 to base hull strength. Total now 8.0.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Alright, so it has no oxygen for me. My oxygen is still getting reduced. But, check this out. We've got 4 walls, or I guess, what is that, like 12 walls? Awesome. So this is what's going to become our very first world's smallest home base. That's all the bigger it is, but that's also all the bigger it needs to be. So, let's take a look at our goals and reassess where we're at. So what does this leave us with then? We are looking at build a habitat builder. Got it. And because the material requirement was so low, we also built the world's smallest home base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spiff up that home base just a little bit. I'm going to toss 1 locker in there, and I'm going to toss a fabricator in there. So let's look at what that is going to take. Interior modules. I want a locker, which requires 1 quartz and 2 titanium. I already have that. That's awesome. And a fabricator requires 1 titanium, 1 gold, and 1 table coral sample. So I've got the titanium, I've got the gold. I just need a coral sample. So let's find some coral. All right. So we're gonna hop in here. I know we don't have any oxygen yet, but we're making big plans, right? We'll get there. The oxygen isn't too big of a deal. We'll get there. So put that into place. Excellent. And a fabricator I wanted, which is going to go right about there. Boom. All right, so we have a fabricator. We have a locker. All right, let's see what we can do about getting it some power and getting it some air. So these are exterior modules. So a base attached air pump that requires 2 titanium. That's it, just 2. So this is gonna get a little something right here. Put that up there. And we need power for this, which is going to come by way of solar power in this case. So our solar panel, 2 quartz, 2 titanium, and 1 copper. So I need more copper, and I need more quartz. So we're going back for that tunnel. Oh, see, that's where they come from. Oh boy, just keep going, just keep going. Ah, found it. Found it. Awesome. Quartz. Quartz. Copper. Awesome. Look at this. I'm telling you, this is like the coral dream tunnel. It's where all dreams are made. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're also... No, run away! Run away! Whew. Oh, made it. Oh my goodness, those little things are... Oh, yeah. They wind up and just... Right at you. It's crazy. Alright, collected what I could. Even made it in 1 run, that's great. We're going to build 2 batteries. 1 to replace the one that's in here, and 1 to have as an extra. Cool. Let me grab that. I'm going to use it right away too. Yeesh. And I'm not going to replace the battery yet. I currently have 17% left, so I like having 17% battery, and I'm going to go ahead and use that 17%. Alright, so we need to put a solar panel on this thing. Just goes, I put mine right there, right in the middle. There's the quartz, the titanium, copper. Boom. Power restored. All primary systems online.
Power restored. All primary systems online. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Boom. World's smallest habitat. But if you see up on the top there, power 20 out of 75. So that means it's charging off the sunlight. Of course, at nighttime, we don't get oxygen, we don't get anything. And using the fabricator does cost us power. I want to say it's about 8 power each thing that you craft. Nonetheless, here's what's so awesome about having your own habitat. You can craft whatever you need. You have a safe spot from which you can, if you make this base somewhere else, anywhere else, you can go do your thing and come back and regain all your oxygen. So you don't have to surface the entire way. You've got a place to store stuff, rather than just holding on to all of this quartz, copper, and titanium, and we still had silicone for some reason, lubricant. Why are we holding on to all that? The only things that we need are Seaglide, our tools, and a couple of batteries. That's all that we need on us. As far as what to make for the interior modules, there are wall lockers that you can craft. I'll put one up here to show you. Looks like it requires 2 titanium. Oh, I don't have any titanium on me because I put it in the locker. There we go. Alright, so now if you look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 by 5, that's 30 squares. That's 30 slots for that locker, that wall locker. Or a regular big locker. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6. So that's 48 slots versus 30 slots. So I'm going to deconstruct that wall locker, and we will not be creating any wall lockers ever. And what we're going to use then, I use only solely these real full-on lockers. I ended up having 4 or 5 of these in my last base, and yes, the base will grow. It will grow big time. And that reminds me then, what else do we want on this base? We don't really need much of anything. Reinforcement is important. Your Moonpool, which is one of our goals, your Moonpool will reduce the structural integrity pretty heavily because it's a pool inside your base. And so it's important to use reinforcement to strengthen the overall integrity of your hull before you destabilize it with a Moonpool. So we definitely need to find eventually lithium. That is a more advanced ore. So once we find lithium, we can do this Moonpool thing. What else do we have? A multi-purpose room. So here's what I'm thinking. Last time, I did all of my business here. This time, what I want to do is I want to do all of my business in the multi-purpose room. So that means, or not even in the multi-purpose room, actually, in the Moonpool. That's what I'm going to build on this side. We've got the Moonpool going there, multi-purpose room going there, and probably an observatory going out back, maybe. So that is to say, this fabricator and this locker, they're going to move. They're not going to be there for forever. This is just a temporary. This is all entirely temporary right now, just so that I have a home, a place where I can leave stuff. We can build more lockers, and that'll just give us oodles and oodles of space to store things. So it's not fitting in perfectly here, so I'm going to deconstruct that for the moment, and we'll build a second locker as close to the first as we can. This is so that we don't have to click very far when we're doing our crafting. I need quartz is what I'm missing. So let's grab that. There we go. Alright. Awesome. So that gives me a second locker, and where's that fabrication station? There it is. So I just built the fabricator a little too close to the locker last time, because these all three, it overhangs just a little bit. That's what I needed to do, make it overhang just enough so that I could fit that locker in back. But this is my basic setup. So what I usually do is all of my ores go in one locker. All of my finished goods and raw goods go into another locker. Anything that's not ore. And then eventually you're going to have a full-on one locker, an entire locker that's just nothing but titanium, because we get so much titanium and we use so much titanium. But for now, this is the world's smallest base. Welcome. So, we've got the world's smallest home base. Now, we have a goal to get the Seamoth and get a Moonpool. So that's what we'll be coming back for next. Get caught up on the story. Check in at our place with our peoples. They've got welcome to the world. That's so cool. All right. If you're gonna want to come on back here, you'll want to check in. I've been skipping a whole bunch of the radio stuff, and the radio stuff gives you all these coordinates for important things. So come back here.
This is Quinn, trading ship Sunbeam. Aurora,
Play the radio.
read. Over.
This guides you through the story.
Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Awesome. Someone's looking for us. That's great. But yeah, catch up with all of that one, and we'll see you next time as we go through part 2, checking in to see if we can find ourselves a Seamoth, which, trust me, is way cooler than it sounds. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like down below, subscribe. I don't know how much of this I'm going to keep on doing, but I'm definitely into video games and I want to continue to make videos. So please leave some comments, give me some suggestions, tell me things you liked, tell me what you didn't like. I would love to hear from you and hear your feedback. That will make me, this channel, my product, better. So please do, and have a wonderful day, and come join me on part 2 to collect that Seamoth.